Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another video where I talk about levels and see whether or not I like them. And today's video topic is about bad songs in good levels. Basically, when there's a level I stumbled upon that I quite like, however, when it comes to this song choice, it's not really my favorite. Before I start this video, I want to emphasize how hard it is for me to pick and choose these levels. Because of course, since Geometry Dash is a rhythm-based game, a lot of the songs is probably copyrighted. And the thing is, for this video, I don't want to alter how the song sounds just so you can get that pure experience on how the song sounds, and also I like money. Thankfully, I think I have managed to pull it off. Maybe there's one song that I might have to edit a bit, but I'm sure it won't affect it all that much. But I do want to give a quick dishonorable mentions to two levels because avoiding their copyright is a lot harder, which are Friday and POW. Now, does a song choice that I don't like affect the level as a whole? No, not really. In fact, a bit of a confession here, I actually rarely listen to the song when I play levels. It's just that the song choices that are used in these levels just seem pretty questionable in my eyes, or I guess ears. Now, of course, everyone has a very different taste in their song choices. These are just the ones that I don't particularly like. Once again, these are my opinions, and if you don't agree with them, then more power to you. Also, don't send hate to the artist that makes the song or the levels and the creators. I'm sure someone here likes the song that I chose. These are just not the ones that fit my taste. But anyways, with that out of the way, let's start the video starting with this level is really cool, and I'm surprised that it went well as it is. Terracor is a level made by two legends in the Geometry Dash community, being Lugia and Majako. I was terrified that this level won't turn out as good as it did because 1. Core style levels are not my favorite type of levels. They tend to look really messy a lot of the times, and instead of looking busy and detailed, it looks cluttered, messy, and dirty. 2. As much as I do respect Lugia and Majako as like classic veteran GD players, I haven't heard their names in like a long time, so I got a bit afraid that the level would look really outdated. But to my surprise, they actually pull it off really well. While the level does look a bit cluttered, it looks really clean and doesn't look messy at all, and the sort of clutterness actually fits with what the level is going for, to a point that I argue that this is one of the best core levels out there. Though I will say that the competition is not really tough, is it? I also really like how the level feels really claustrophobic and sort of has this alien theming around it, which makes the level seem much more intimidating. And despite Majako and Lugia being old veteran players, they managed to pull off a level that looks pretty good for the time it was uploaded, which really surprised me. Also, I might not have just realized at the time that Majako and Lugia were still fairly active in the community, so a bit of bad on my part, but that's besides the point. It's like seeing Eminem making a 9 out of 10 album in the Big 25, which I hope can happen soon. But yeah, this level exceeded my expectations and it turned out to be a really good level. This song though is really ear-grating. Here's the thing, I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to music, and I do like my fair share of ear-grating music. Hell, I'm a big fan of Cobario, acid rotation, and clipping. But the way it sounds here not only sounds awful, but actually kind of awkward as well. I don't know how to say it. Let's start from where the song starts in the level first. This sort of like 8-bit noise that was playing in the song actually sounded pretty okay. It does sound kind of awkward by the way it cuts off in the song, but the way it's distributed is pretty acceptable to me. And then the drop came in, and already I don't like what I'm hearing. This sort of metal scraping sound that was used here just doesn't fit the bill with me. Instead of sounding hard or epic or intense, it just sounds like I wasn't meant to find this sound pleasing. In fact, the first time I heard this song, I actually got a headache trying to listen through the whole thing. I'm not old, I swear. And it doesn't get better as the song progresses either. The way the metal scraping sounds warps on the later part on the song, and it just sounds really uncomfortable, and then it warped again to a more uncomfortable sound. You know that meme where they put a bunch of construction gifs on top of dubstep music? Yeah, this is what the song sounds like to me, like actually. It doesn't really sound like it was made in a studio or someone's computer, it sounds like it was recorded in a construction site. I thought that maybe the full version of the song would sound better, but no, it actually got worse. The earlier parts somehow sounds a lot more ear-grating than the parts that was used in the level. I think this type of song could work for me, but the way it's executed isn't my thing, sadly. I will say that the song does kind of fit the sort of alien core theme of the level, but I just kind of wish there was a better song to represent the level, as I think the song that was used right now is just really not my thing. Say what you want about cool look and this style of level specifically, especially now, but I do think that Aerial Gleam is still a pretty solid level. Despite being a 9 circles level, which a lot of us are pretty tired of, there are a lot of things executed here that I really like. The design on the wave part is pretty cool and clean, and fits the theme of the level pretty well. I like how the little gemstones glow inside of the structures, and I just overall love the cave aesthetic in the wave part. The lightning effect looked really cool on how it was executed. I really like how it flashes in like a trail, and what's on the side looks really cool as well. And the background, oh my god, I think the background is my favorite part of the level. I love how it looks like you're going through a storm throughout the level. It is so well executed, I really love how it looks. The only parts I kinda don't like in this level is the beginning and the ending part, purely because compared to the wave part, it looks really empty. So yeah, Aerial Gleam, pretty cool level. Let's talk a bit about Nightkiller, or Ruckus, or Realistic, let's just call it Nightkiller. Nightkiller's music has always been a bit of a mixed bag for me, mainly because his approach in dubstep and EDM can either sound really cool or unintentionally funny. On one hand, you have bangers like Jawbreaker, Bass Down Low Remix, and Fairy Dust. And then on the other hand, you have songs like Sweet Dreams, which sounds like someone farted on the program he was using. This song is one of them that I don't particularly like, purely because I cannot take this song seriously, and also I don't really think it fits the level all that well. First off, it's a remix of I Cry by Flowrider, one of the corniest songs, or I guess cheesiest songs I've ever heard in my life, with one of the worst and annoying choruses I've ever heard. I can't play the original due to copyright, but thankfully you can hear it in the level. It sounds like if Pitbull tried to make an emotional song, but he makes sure to not forget to flex his stuff. Listen, I'm sorry, but early 2010s rap mixed with dubstep is not really a combination that works for me. The parts that don't include the I Cry parts aren't any better either. Let's talk about the parts that's used in the level first. The drop doesn't start out too bad, it doesn't sound odd or anything, it just sounds like a typical Nightkiller song. But then the synth came in and come on, it just sounds comical. It sounds like a screaming cat falling down the stairs, and the way the melody is distributed as well, it just sounds kind of awkward. Thing is right, I do think a synth like this could work because he used it in Fairy Dust and I think it sounded cool there. But the way it's used here is just not for me. And of course, the full version of it isn't any better. The drop part where it includes the actual rap just sounds really funny to me because they sped up an already fairly fast flow, so the lyrics nearly sound like gibberish. And of course the synth is back, but this time it starts off much more awkward than the ones featured in the actual level. And again, I can't stress enough how I don't think the song fits the level all that well, purely because of the fact that it's a remix of I Cry by Flowrider. Like, I think the replacement song Jawbreaker fits the bill just well rather than this song. I don't know why they just decided to use this song instead, I don't know. So yeah, pretty cool level. Just a really goofy song choice in my eyes. Boy, I can't wait to talk about 2003 Devon again. I know I've already sort of explained who 2003 Devon is in another video, but I don't care. I love this band and I'm gonna explain who he is again. 2003 Devon is who I would call a bit of a rebel in the creator scene. His style is reminiscent of Psylonauts, which makes sense since at one point in time, Psylonauts did teach 2003 Devon about level making. But the way 2003 Devon approaches level making is interesting because he doesn't really care about consistency or rate standards. He just puts things in levels that he thinks looks cool. The only times he was ever consistent in the level are the ones that are rated, which is some surface level stuff when it comes to 2003 Devon levels. And even though there are almost no consistency in his levels, they're still pretty quality, and it's a style that can't really be replicated by other people. And White House is one of those levels. When you first see this level, your first thought will probably be like, oh, it's gonna be an art level set around some sort of industrial style environment. That seems pretty cool. And we're already outside, okay. Not only that, there are just random elements put on throughout the level, like the pentagram, the sort of sketch art of some teeth, a woman, and why are we in a bathroom? But the thing is, with the context that this was made by 2003 Devon, all of this stuff just works in his favor. It's nonsensical, but it's quality. If other people tried to do this type of thing, I don't think it would hit the same way. 2003 Devon doesn't really care, he just puts stuff in levels that he thinks looks cool or funny. And just to emphasize that statement more, there's a short part in the level with entirely blind gameplay, and blocking the view is a graffiti with the word blindness. Like, no one would do that except for Devon. His levels are just something to behold. His song choices, however, range from, oh yeah, I think I like this song, to Devon, I'm scared, what is this? I chose White House specifically because of how unnerving and uncomfortable the song sounds. I originally thought of maybe putting World War, but honestly, the more I listen to that song, the more I kind of like it. The song that's used here just makes me feel uncomfortable. With how like the male singer is quote unquote singing in an almost flat tone, and the female singer sounding like a child singing a lullaby, and the beat as well sounds so minimal and that just makes the whole thing feel like it was made by a serial killer.
Streichelt sein Teddy, ready, Teddy, go.
Now the thing is, right, you may say, oh, it's experimental, you wouldn't get it. I do like experimental or absurd songs, like, I like, oh, Superman, and I like, I like Seabat, so, I can't think of any other songs. I like Aphex Twin, if that counts. It's just the way that this song is presented makes me not want to replay it, and every time I hear this song, it just makes me really uncomfortable. Now I don't actually know what the lyrics mean, and to be frank, I don't trust what Devon puts in this level. So let's explore it together, shall we? So I already see a red flag, being the song is called Teddy's lower parts, which is not bringing any confidence, but I don't mind explicit songs. I do like my fair share of explicit songs, or at least ones that are not made by like serial killers. I will say that Devon's weird song choices fits with his style of levels. I just will never give him the aux chord.
Okay, I know this is a really bad idea, but...
Oh god. Do I really have to talk about this level? Fine, I'll talk about this level. What do you want me to say? I guess we should start by how it's decorated. I quite like the minimal shading that was done in the white part of the level. It's not aggressive to a point it looks like it was smudged, but it's not too minimal to a point it looks like there's no shading at all. The parts after it is pretty good as well. It kinda reminds me of the level Cupid, just a lot more degenerate. The colors they used is pretty nice to the eyes. It's not too saturated and it's not too muted either. The art is not anything too complex, but it works for what the level is, and plus you do not want to see anything detailed coming from a level like this. The effects are not too flashy, well, except for a few parts, but once again, for a level like this, it works. You don't want anything flashy out of a level like this. So yeah, overall, pretty clean and sleek level in itself. Do I have to talk about the song? Listen, it's pretty clear that the song wasn't meant to be good. Even the singer said in the song that this isn't meant to be enjoyable to listen.
Okay, I know this is a really bad idea, but I'm already here, so...
You don't need an in-depth analysis of the song to know that it's a joke song. All I'm gonna say is that the flow doesn't fit with the ooh cat girl voice that was used, and the best part of the song is the beat, which, I'm not gonna lie, kinda bangs.
Extra noses pounces on you, ooh, ooh, you're so warm. Ooh, couldn't help but notice your bones from across the floor.
Yeah, so those are bad songs in good levels, I guess. I don't know, I wanna go to sleep. Well, that's the end of the video. Did you agree or disagree with my picks? Maybe there's a level that you think deserves to be in this video. Let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll put it in a sequel if I ever make one. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe since I'm trying to hit 5k by the end of the year. Oh, and if you want to support me even further, you can buy a commission from me down at VGen, where you can commission a headshot, half body, full body, a banner, or a thumbnail. That's all I have for you today. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.